2025 has just begun, and already the predictions of The Simpsons are turning out to be true. The wildfire in Los Angeles, which wreaked havoc over thousands of acres and destroyed homes, was shown in a scene by The Simpsons 9 years ago on September 25th, 2016. A scene was shown where a fire broke out in an American town for some reason, and the entire city turned into smoke and ash. The aerial photos of Los Angeles County after the fire strikingly resemble the scene from The Simpsons. But how much of this is true? What is the secret behind The Simpsons predicting the future so accurately years ago? This photo, which you've likely seen many times before, shows Donald Trump in 2017, with Saudi King Salman and the Egyptian president placing their hands on a glowing globe. While this photo itself is quite puzzling, what is more confusing is how The Simpsons predicted this scene in 2002. What is the real truth behind this? Is it possible that powerful people have already planned everything out? And which other predictions from The Simpsons might come true in 2025, besides the Los Angeles wildfire? The Simpsons is a legendary animated sitcom series, with its first episode broadcast on December 17th, 1989, a time when many of us weren't even born. Since then, more than 700 episodes have been released, and it has now become the longest-running scripted show in history, both in the cartoon and drama categories. Initially, this cartoon was popular mainly among children, but now its audience has no age limit. And the main reason for this is the events depicted in it, many of which turned out to be true years later. There is a long list of past predictions from The Simpsons that proved true. In an episode from 1998, Homer Simpson was shown standing in front of a blackboard, trying to write a new equation. At that time, no one probably even noticed the clip. But 14 years later, in 2012, scientists discovered the Higgs boson particle, which is also called the God particle. The Higgs boson is a particle in the universe that gives everything its weight. Without it, there would be no weight for anything, and there might not even be stars, planets, or humans. That's why it's called the God particle. While its discovery in 2012 was quite surprising, what's even more surprising is that the equation Homer Simpson wrote on the blackboard in the 1998 episode was very close to calculating the mass of the God particle. Moving on, in March 1995, an episode depicted Lisa going to London, where the famous Big Ben Tower was shown. In this scene, a cone-shaped skyscraper, which wasn't there at the time, was also visible. How did The Simpsons predict that 17 years later, a skyscraper would be built exactly in that shape at the same location, which is now called the Shard? Construction of this building began 14 years after this episode aired, in 2009. Such a coincidence. How is that possible? Let's say this was just a coincidence. But what about in 1998 when an episode showed the 20th Century Fox logo? And if you look closely, it said, Division of Walt Disney, even though 20th Century Fox was not owned by Disney at that time. 21 years after this episode aired, Walt Disney did in fact buy 20th Century Fox Studios. In the year 2000, The Simpsons predicted that Lisa would become the President of the United States with a very limited budget. In that scene, Lisa blamed President Trump for the state of the country. At the time, Trump was a well-known businessman, but the idea of him becoming president was far-fetched. This clip went viral when 16 years later, in 2016, Trump became the President of the United States. In another scene, The Simpsons showed Trump descending an escalator, which was repeated in real life in 2015 when Trump descended the escalator at Trump Tower to announce his candidacy. In another 1998 episode, on that list was the name Bengt R. Holmstrom. This episode aired in 1998, but in 2016, Bengt Holmstrom actually won the Nobel Prize. These are just a few of the many predictions from The Simpsons that have come true, leading to widespread speculation about how this animated series can so accurately predict the future. The same questions that are on your mind are also on mine, but finding the answers remains a mystery. One episode showed Lisa visiting London, where the Big Ben Tower's traditional analog clock had been replaced with a digital one. Permanently changing Big Ben to a digital clock may seem unlikely, but it is not impossible. During renovations in 2022, there was a discussion about temporarily converting Big Ben's clock to digital for a special event. America has never had a female president, but The Simpsons predicted it. In 2016, Hillary Clinton ran for office but was unsuccessful. In 2024, Kamala Harris also attempted a bid, but did not win. Now that Donald Trump has won the election again and is set to take office on January 20th, 2025, how could a female president emerge in 2025? This idea gained traction from another Simpsons scene, which featured a small badge with the words, Ivanka 2028. It is possible that Trump's daughter, Ivanka Trump, might announce her candidacy in 2025 for the 2028 elections, but as of now, she is not involved in American politics. Another Simpsons prediction that might come true in 2025 comes from a 2010 episode titled The Fool Monty. In the episode, Mr. Burns created a mind control device to manipulate people's thoughts. Interestingly, Elon Musk, known for Tesla, SpaceX, and Starlink, also owns a company called Neuralink. Neuralink has been working for years on a device that will connect the human brain to computers. Initially, it aims to help people with paralysis, Alzheimer's, and epilepsy. Neuralink is expected to unveil a prototype in 2025. On February 23, 2020, The Simpsons featured an episode where Professor Frink created his own cryptocurrency called Frink Coin and became the richest person in Springfield, the fictional town in the series. The episode humorously depicted the rise of digital assets. In another episode, cryptocurrency was shown replacing traditional currency. Some experts believe that 2025 could be the year cryptocurrency gains widespread acceptance, especially since Trump promised to make America a crypto capital before his election. The Simpsons releases a cartoon version of it, and it's portrayed as a prediction from years ago. For example, in an episode from 2012, Lady Gaga was shown performing in a silver dress, hanging in the air. In 2017, Lady Gaga actually did this performance. Similarly, Miley Cyrus recreated The Simpsons' Wrecking Ball scene from 1994. However, sometimes the events might appear to have been predicted years in advance, but in reality, the show might have recreated them after they happened. For example, the photo of Donald Trump, King Salman, and the Egyptian president from 2017 with their hands on a glowing globe wasn't predicted by The Simpsons in 2002. After the photo went viral, The Simpsons made a cartoon version of it, leading people to believe it was a prediction from 2002. This is how The Simpsons became so famous for making predictions. In a 1996 episode, The Simpsons mentioned fusion energy. Fusion energy is even more powerful than today's clean energy sources because it produces no greenhouse gases, generates more power with less fuel, and doesn't leave long-term radioactive waste like fission energy. 2 years ago, a California lab successfully performed a fusion reaction, a breakthrough that The Simpsons hinted at in 1996. It is possible that a prototype could be introduced in 2025, revolutionizing electricity production with a cheaper and environmentally friendly energy source. Before revealing the secret behind The Simpsons predictions, one last prediction worth mentioning is a holographic phone shown in a 1995 episode, where the caller appeared as a 3D projection. Companies like Meta are actively working on this technology, and it is possible that holographic communication could become a reality in 2025. The accuracy of The Simpsons predictions remains a fascinating mystery.